We've got a problem. I have a bodybuilding show coming up in 10 weeks, and I have to get down to 5% body fat for that show. And I'm assuming that you clicked on this video because you want to lose body fat as well. Maybe as much as I'm trying to lose, maybe less, maybe even more. But don't worry, because I know exactly how we're going to solve this problem and make it scientifically impossible not to reach this goal. If you don't know who I am, my name is Carter. I've lost a little over 230 pounds since starting my journey. And when I started, I had no idea what I was doing. I tried all the fad diets, all the extreme workout programs, and nothing seemed to work for me until I figured out what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. We're going to be covering the entire process from start to finish of how I'm doing this and how you can do it too. So stick to the end of the video. I'm sure that you're gonna learn something new because this isn't just some regurgitated information. This is backed by 3.5 years of my own personal hands-on experience, the lessons, the triumphs, the failures, and everything in between. So no matter who you are, I'm sure you're gonna learn something from this video. So let's get into it. What's up, guys? I just wanted to let you know if you see these random cuts in the middle of the video, it's because I'm editing it right now and I wanted to give you a little bit more info, a little bit more context on the video to make sure that you're getting as much value as possible. Quick disclaimer though, there's not like any crazy editing or anything. Some parts of the video are a little bit boring. I just wanted to give that disclaimer right now. If you don't have the attention span for it, click off. Otherwise, it's gonna be super valuable for you. Let's get into it. All right, guys, this is a little presentation I put together to explain this process that we're gonna be going through. I hope you're excited for it because I know I am. I've got some notes up here, by the way. If you see me look up, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not getting distracted, I promise. All right, so before we do anything else, we need to figure out where we're starting from, where we're trying to go, and how we're going to get there, okay? And the first step to that looks like finding our total daily energy expenditure. This is how many calories you're going to be burning every single day. I went to tdeecalculator.net and I put in my information in these boxes right here. You're gonna wanna do the same for yourself. This is going to be completely different depending on what you put in these boxes right here. This is what it says my total daily energy expenditure is. So if I wanted to stay the same exact weight, I would be eating 3,246 calories every single day. However, I'm not trying to stay the same way. To briefly describe how weight loss and fat loss works is you want to be in a calorie deficit. So imagine your weight as a scale, right? And your calories in versus your calories out. If it's the same like this, then you are going to stay the same weight. If your calories in are lower than your calories out, then you are going to lose weight. And if your calories in are higher than your calories out, then you are going to gain weight, okay? The first calculation we're going to be doing in this math portion is our body fat. So some things to keep in mind. I am 200 pounds, 12% body fat. Okay. There's a lot of different ways to find your body fat percentage. The best would be if your gym has a full body scanner. If not, a lot of smart scales also have a body scanning feature. And if neither of those work, you can look up a body fat graph on the internet and just go with whatever you look the closest to. 200 pounds, 12% body fat. That means that in order to find the amount of fat that I have on my body, I'd have to do 200 times 0.12, 12%, okay? And the answer to that is 24 pounds. I've got 24 pounds of fat on my body. Now, I don't want to lose all 24 of those pounds because it's not possible to live with zero fat on your body. If we subtract 24 from 200, then you get 176. Now, 176 is what is known as my lean body mass, okay? So if I had zero fat in my body, I would be 176 pounds. Since I want to get to 5% body fat, so 176 divided by 0.95, right? So what this means is our lean body mass divided by 0.95. So 95% of my body will be lean body mass, except for 5%, which will be fat, and that equals out to 185. So on paper, I would have to lose 15 pounds to get down to 185 from 200. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. So I'm going to roughly estimate and say that I'd have to lose 17 pounds, assuming some of it is muscle, just to be safe. That would mean our goal is to lose 17 pounds. If you don't know, 1 pound is equal to 3,500 calories. And 17 times 3,500 is 59,500. So over the next 9 weeks, I will have to be 59,500 calories below how many calories I'll be burning over those 9 weeks. Now that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. 59,500 divided by 9 is 6,610. I know what you're saying, Carter, you said 10 weeks. It's because I have peak week on that last week and I want to be at my goal weight before I am at peak week, which is why I'm doing 9 weeks. Each week, I will have to be 6,610 calories below my weekly maintenance. Now it's sounding a lot easier, right? And if we go one step further, 6,610 divided by 7 equals 945. Each day of the week, I will have to be 945 calories below my calorie maintenance. Since my TDEE came back at about 3250, subtracting 945 from that is 2305. Each day, I'll have to eat 2,305 calories in order to lose the 17 pounds over the next 9 weeks. Pretty easy, right? Now, the last thing that we have to figure out is how many macros we're going to be eating each day. Since I'm trying to maintain as much muscle as possible, my main priority is going to be protein, and I want to have a lot of protein. So I'm going to be doing 1.5 grams per pound of my intended goal body weight. Okay, so not 1.5 times 200, but 1.5 times 183, which is 200 minus the 17 pounds we're looking to lose. Okay, we're looking for 275 grams of protein every day. As far as fats go, I like to keep things on the lowest fat side possible because fat is the highest calorie dense macronutrient. Therefore, the more fatty foods you eat, the higher the calories are going to be. And I personally want to eat as much food as possible while staying in this calorie deficit. Fats, however, are still important, so I'm going to be doing 20% of my current body weight in fat, and that is about 40 grams of fat every day. And we're going to be doing the rest with carbs. The way I'm finding that, by the way, is since 275 grams of protein times 4, because 4 calories in each gram of protein equals 1,100 calories worth of protein for the day. For 40 grams of fat, I'm going to be doing 40 times 9. Like I said earlier, fat has more calories than carbs and protein, and they have 9 calories per gram. So 40 times 9 equals 360. Since I'm doing 2,305 calories every day, and I already have 1,460 calories taken up by protein and fats, that means that I have 845 calories left for carbs. And that is approximately, if we divide that by 4, I cannot draw numbers today, guys, I'm sorry, is 211 grams of carbs. Now, we don't have to be exact with these numbers, but the closer we can adhere to them, the better. So the next step is picking out our meal plan. Now that we've already the nutrients we're going to be eating, now we just have to pick foods that go along with them. Now, if you are not on bodybuilding prep, you can have a lot more fun and create a lot more options for yourself. But for me personally, I'm just going to be doing what is absolutely the most simple, okay? So first thing we want to do is plan an eating window. I find this to be the most helpful when you can decide when you're going to start eating, when you're going to stop eating. You're just going to give yourself a lot less room to eat things that aren't on your meal plan. So my personal eating window is going to be 8:30 to 3:30 from Monday to Saturday. And then I do a 24-hour fast from Saturday to Sunday. And on Sunday, I will be eating for 1 hour, and that will be 3:30 to 4:30. This eating window works well for me, but you might want to experiment and find a different time for yourself. I like to end my eating window as early as possible because I like to avoid the nighttime cravings as much as I can. Now, for choosing meals, you can use ChatGPT, or you can watch my tutorial on how to make your own meal plan. Just to give you a really quick demonstration of how you can make a meal plan with ChatGPT, I can go more in depth in a different video on this, but I don't want to spend too much time on it now. We're going to be eating, I have a meal plan that requires I eat 211 grams of carbs, 275 grams of protein, and 40 grams of fat every day. My favorite meals are chicken and rice and steak. Please make me a daily meal plan based on this. It can be this simple, okay? And it'll give you a good meal plan, all right? I'm not gonna wait for it to generate, but you get the point. You can go more in depth than what I just did, but that's the basic gist of how you can do it. All right, now that we have got our meal plan out of the way, now it is time to pick out our exercises. This is the fun part. First thing you need to do when you design an exercise plan is pick out what your goal is going to be for the exercises that you're doing, right? Some people want to lose fat. Some people want to gain muscle size. Some people want to get stronger. Okay, all of those are going to require different training styles. My goal in this prep is going to be lose fat and maintain or build muscle. Okay, so the things that we're going to focus on are getting at least 10,000 steps per day. Where's my pen? There we go. At least 10,000 steps per day, at least 8 to 10 sets per muscle group every week, and minimizing as much fatigue as we possibly can. So here's how I'm going to do that. I walk to my gym. It's about a mile walk, and it's 2,500 steps approximately to walk a mile for me. So 2,500 times 4, if I walk to the gym and back twice, that is 10,000 steps. All right. To get in all the muscle sets that I want to, I'm going to be doing a full body split with 1 to 3 reps in reserve. Now, if you're new to the gym, you can probably train a little bit closer to failure, but if you're a little bit more experienced, training with some reps in reserve are probably going to be beneficial for you. Last but not least, we're going to be setting up a goal tracker. Okay, this is how you're going to keep track of all the things that you need to do throughout the week in order to meet this goal. Okay, so for me, my goal tracker might look something like this. My daily tasks on the left, whether or not I've completed on the right. So following the meal plan, that's huge, because if I don't follow the meal plan, then I'm going to be off on my calories and my macros. Daily activity, drinking 1 gallon of water. Hydration is super important, okay? 20 minutes of dedicated recovery time. Since I'm doing a lot of work, a lot of exercise, I need a lot of time to recover and some dedicated recovery. If you do want to hear a little bit more about my recovery, by the way, I can make a video on that too. Just leave me a comment below and let me know. Last but not least, take all AM and PM supplements. Now, this is just an example of my goal tracker, but this is a very good example of something that you can start out with. Guys, thank you for sticking until the end of the video. I hope you found it half as valuable as I tried to make it for you and learned something new. If you want to get shredded with me and some of this stuff still seems a little bit confusing for you, I do have a couple more spots in my one-to-one coaching program where I'll do all of this for you and personally work with you to get you towards your goals. I'm not one of those coaches who just throws you in a program and never talks to you again. I'm actually committed to getting results for my clients. So with that being said, please only reach out if you are serious about coaching and putting in the work to getting towards your goals. If that sounds interesting to you though, you can use the first link in the description to apply for coaching, and I'll talk to you soon. Otherwise, leave a like on the video, let me know what you thought about it in comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.